This is the SAP Development News for July the 23rd, 2026.
ABAP development tools for Visual Studio Code version 1.1 is now available, bringing more development capabilities and usability improvement to the extension. This release adds support for several highly requested ABAP object types, including classic ABAP source code, program and include function groups and function modules, as well as additional dictionary and wrap objects. Version 1.1 also expands the available MCP tools, giving AI coding agents more ways to interact with ABAP systems and support development tasks directly within Visual Studio Code. And based on the feedback from the first release we introduced, an additional set of usability improvements to make everyday development workflows smoother. This is another major step towards expanding the ABAP development experience in Visual Studio Code. Now, to explore the full list of new features and updates included in version 1.1, head to the blog post linked in the description below.
Hello everyone. Q1 and Q2 of 2026 brought massive updates across SAP Build, covering Work Zone, Mobile, CAP, SAP UI5, Build Process Automation, and a new Joule Studio for agentic development. Let's dive in. In SAP Build Work Zone, customizing your experience is easier with MySpace, a single page to organize all your favorite content. On the AI front, text generation is now integrated into the text widget toolbar, so you can draft or refine copy on the fly. Plus, Joule in WorkZone Advanced can now create entire workspaces from scratch and quickly locate specific content. On the mobile front, SAP Mobile Start is now rebranded as Joule Work mobile app. It features a refreshed look, voice dictation for prompts, and seamless single sign-on for web apps in version 3.0. Version 3.1 brings dynamic spaces to group your key tools, pinning options, and custom admin support channels. Finally, MDK 26.6 introduces pre-onboarding compliance checks, stronger security, and embedded AI capabilities. Over in CAP, we have two major plugin updates. Antonio previously gave a deep dive into the CAP AI plugin, and DJ Adams covered the Change Tracking 2.0 plugin in an earlier developer news episode. Check out their segments linked below for the full backstory and the latest details. For SAP UI5, keeping apps modern is much easier. The new UI5 modernization plugin automates legacy upgrades like replacing deprecated APIs and works with Cloud Code and Copilot as well. The updated UI5 MCP server adds 3 new tools to help LLMs build UI integration cards following best practices. For extensibility, business users can already adapt Fiori apps at runtime using key user adaptation. But when business requirements get too complex for low-code tools, you can now seamlessly bridge the gap to developer extensibility. When creating an adaptation project in SAP Business Application Studio, simply select the brand new Import Key User Changes option to pull those runtime edits straight into your dev workspace. And if you are building SAP UI5 apps with TypeScript, be sure to check out our new developer guide detailing the major transitions happening across the TypeScript ecosystem. Next up, let's talk about SAP Build Process Automation. Monitoring your workflows gets a major upgrade with instance level attributes. You can now attach real business context directly to running processes, giving operational teams much clearer visibility into key details and helping them make faster, better informed decisions. To help you stay ahead of operational issues, you can now set up proactive email notifications for processing failures or skip instances. Plus, new environment filters make governance simpler by letting you view or restrict process visibility based on where your workflows live, like dev, test, or production. Handling errors is now much smoother thanks to new configurable retry mechanisms and structured exception handling right at the action level. So temporary hiccups don't derail your entire process. Finally, if you are looking to dive into Joule Studio, we have got you great news. The brand new free learning course introducing Joule Studio is now live on SAP Learning. This course gives you the complete big picture, showing how Joule Studio fits into the SAP Business AI platform, what you can achieve with Joule Studio and Joule Work, and how to build agents and orchestrate end-to-end workflows with N8N. You can find the link to the full release highlights blog post along with direct link to every feature and the learning journey we covered today down in the video description below. Thanks for watching.
Last week, when many of the developer advocates were together for Code Connect, we were at dinner one evening and we were talking about possible demos for SAP Tech Ed. And we kind of joked about building a Joule interface for the SAP GUI. And lo and behold, this week I woke up and read an article about the new version of the SAP Business Client that wraps around the SAP GUI. And sure enough, that's one of the major features that the brand new 8.10 version of the Business Client brings to the SAP GUI experience. The Business Client, formerly the NetWeaver Business Client, has long been a tool for wrapping around the SAP GUI and providing additional navigation and functionality. Used to be that you used it for the sidecar widgets. Now it can be used to wrap the Joule interface and allow Joule interaction with SAP GUI transactions. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, check out the links below in the show notes to download and set up the newest version of both SAP GUI and the SAP Business Client to try out that new feature.
SAP Business AI Platform 2026 Q2 focuses on 3 technical areas: building AI solutions, improving model reasoning and observability, and governing agents at scale. In the build layer, the new Joule Studio unifies design, extension, and production of AI agents, apps, and workflows. It generates requirements and technical specs from context, applies eval-based guardrails to AI coding assistants under SAP managed controls, and supports third-party or SAP models. Also in build, the SAP S/4HANA custom code migration agent, now generally available, automates ABAP migration from ECC to S/4HANA. It runs ABAP test cockpit checks across custom code, interprets findings, categorizes issues, and applies deterministic fixes plus AI-based changes with confidence scores. In contextualize and reason, the Generative AI Hub adds a batch API for high-volume foundational model workloads with asynchronous job submission and results written to an object store. The inference observability service centralizes logging of prompts, responses, and context, supports response rating, and enables dataset export for fine-tuning and benchmarking. Speech-to-speech recognition is now available for end-to-end voice experiences as well. SAP Document AI adds model selection for document processing, 3 new standard document types, and configurable document-level confidence ranges shown in the document header. SAP domain models, trained on SAP domain knowledge, help create clean core compliant extensions in SAP S/4HANA Cloud Public Edition and SAP Ariba from natural language and query customer data grounded in data models and business contexts. These models run under the hood and are not directly exposed to customers and partners. In the governed layer, SAP AI Agent Hub provides a single control plane for AI agents, large language models, and MCP servers. It automates asset discovery across Microsoft, Google, AWS, ServiceNow, and SAP AI Core, delivers structured governance assessments, and uses a verification badge integrated with runtime solutions to control approved agents and MCP servers. Future plans cover runtime observability, identity and access control, agentic process mining, and workforce impact mapping. Full release highlights for SAP Business AI Q2 2026 are available via the link in the description.
I want to tell you about the upcoming Connect Day for User Experience. This is planned for September 2nd in the SAP Newtown Square offices. So if you're on the East Coast of the US, this is an opportunity for you to come together with your fellow SAP developers and UX designers, as well as experts from SAP to discuss all things user experience. There's so much happening in this area right now with the impact of AI on both the creation of user experience as well as embedding AI into the user experience. There's going to be so much to talk about that day. And we wanted to tell you well in advance so you can mark your calendar. We'll remind you again on the developer news as we get closer to that date. I plan to be there for that event. I'm coming into town, and I think Rich Heilman from the Developer Advocates team will be there as well. So if you're interested in talking to us and others about user experience, this is going to be a great opportunity. We look forward to seeing you there.